I'll withdraw that.
Ready to go.
You ready? Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the January 11th regularly scheduled meeting of the Lamar County School Board. Before we get started, I've asked Mr. Rick Norton to lead us in a word of prayer.
Heavenly Father, we come tonight. We know that everyone has COVID on their mind. We thank the Lord for the blessings you've given us with the healing that's occurred with so many people. We'd ask you to be with the doctors and with our nursing staff and with all of our teachers and parents as they deal with all of these issues. We come before you tonight to talk about other business for the school district. Give us wisdom. Give us guidance in these decisions tonight. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, I am going to point out that we do have Mr. Chance on video, so he is in attendance. He's just not here with us in person. Thank you, Mr. Chance, for joining us tonight. All right, item number 2 is our meeting procedures.
Glad to be here.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us, Jeremy?
I can. I'm good.
Okay. All right, item number 2 are meeting procedures. This just basically means if you've not already been approved to appear before the board to speak, you are not allowed to do that at this time. And we do have some agendas if you need an agenda. Item number 3 is the approval of the general agenda. Before I call it up for a motion, we are going to scratch executive session today. Mr. Norton says these litigation updates can wait. So if everybody's good with that, we will remove that item. Somebody got to tell me what that item number is. 17. 17. Thank you. I'm not good with Roman numerals, sorry. Not tonight. So we're going to scratch item number 17 from the general agenda. All right. So with that change, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion. Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? And that passes. Item number 4 is the election of officers for this year. I'll open the floor. We're going to do this all in one motion, if that's okay. Have any objection to that? Okay. So open the floor for a motion.
So I make a motion that we place Mr. Chance as president, Mr. Braswell as vice president, and myself as secretary for the upcoming year.
Okay, now I'll second that.
All right, have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any
All
opposed?
right.
Good.
You had to vote for yourself there, Jeremy. Thank you.
Notice the hesitation.
Yeah, go ahead. All right, so that passes 4-0. I'm going to turn this over to Mr. Braswell. He's going to
Okay.
continue to lead the meeting from here out.
The next item, item number 5, is the approval of the December 13th, 2021 minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve that.
I'll second it.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Item 6 is approval of the monthly financial report for November 2021.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Aye. Okay. Item 7 is charge fixed asset custodian for a lost or stolen, in this case stolen, MacBook Air. Dr. Hampton?
Yes, I'd like to talk about this
Speak to
situation. This was a situation we brought to you last month about a teacher who had a teacher MacBook in her locked vehicle. The vehicle was broken into. She had it secure. It was broken into. We went back and researched and looked at if we were to charge any of our other employees that have had similar situations. We have not found that. We don't want to discourage any of our teachers. We buy laptops for our teachers, not desktops, for purposeful reasons so that our teachers can use those and be more mobile and have those things. So we don't want to discourage our teachers from being able to access their work from wherever. And so I'm asking the board to reconsider this matter along with some changes to our policy. So I think it's clear so we don't come into this situation again. So, but I'd like to ask the board reconsider, and that we do not charge this teacher because she did have it secure in her vehicle. We do have a police report that states that.
Yes.
In fact, so.
Okay.
And I would like also to reconsider policy code, and then we talk about the changes, and then hopefully that's set for 30 days, and then look at, but it's policy DPC, fixed asset management, DPC.
Okay. If you want, we'll discuss the DPC changes and then we'll take the vote.
Okay.
Um,
So what we would basically be doing is under number 3, and I got a copy. Mr. Norton, do you need a copy of this? Thank you. You have a copy?
I do.
Okay. What we'll do is add the following statement under number 3 after the first sentence. While transporting assigned electronic equipment such as school laptops, Chromebooks, etc., between school and home or any or other location, all personnel will protect school equipment by placing the equipment in the vehicle locked trunk or locked vehicle, preferably covered so out of sight during necessary stops and route. While at home and other locations, equipment should be secure, not secure in a secure location when unattended, such as a locked room or a house with doors and windows locked. Any employee not following the above guidelines thus is guilty of gross negligence and misconduct and results in destruction, theft, or loss of property. Would be responsible for providing replacement of property or compensation for loss. So I'd also like to add one more stipulation that anytime a theft has occurred, the employee is required to receive a police report from the appropriate authorities. So add that to that as well, a police report. It must be obtained
Okay.
during a theft situation.
All right. So basically we're saying when they're transporting it, lock it in as secure as location as you can, whether you're at home or even in a hotel or something, you lock it and file a police report if you have a theft.
Correct.
That way it's a written procedure.
We have documentation that we can file with our deleted asset and do our investigation as we deem necessary.
Yes. Questions?
No questions.
Okay.
So I'll make a motion that we reverse the previous judgment and that we make this change to policy code DCP, fixed assets management as read.
And that'll sit for 30 days.
So
And then we'll come back.
I'll make that motion.
And I'll second it.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Thank you, sir. The next item is approval to request for proposals for on-site medical clinical services. Dr. Hampton, do you speak to that?
Yeah, I'll be glad to elaborate. This is we are going to send out an RFP, a request for proposal. Especially, we do have school nurses, but so often they can't attend to other medical issues, serious medical issues. So this will be something that we're looking to provide medical services for our students and our teachers, faculty and staff and employees, I guess you would say, so that we have a site close nearby that where if a student is feeling bad, then we can take them to receive medical attention for minor attention, not any major broken bones or anything like that. We're talking about minor situations. So this is just a request for y'all's approval to submit an RFP to take proposals from anyone who would like to propose to provide the services.
Okay, understand. Do I hear a motion?
So move.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 The next item on our agenda is approval of changed policies DK, DKD, DJ, BA.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. The next one is approval of policies for review with no change. I'll read them. IBB, IC, ICAB, ICAC, ICF, ICFA, ICFB, ICFC, ICG, ICHI.
I'll make a motion, we approve those policies with no change.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 That brings us to board attorney matters.
Well, the first thing I have tonight would be to set our rental rates for 16 section lands. Each January, we're supposed to look at the T-bill rates and use that as a guide to what we set for our rate of return. T-bill rate as of today was 1.6842 percent. On January the 3rd is 1.628. So it's actually gone up several points in the last 10 days. Currently, our residential residential rates are at 5%, commercial rates at 5%, and then we have bids for agricultural and forest lands. Mr. Harless and I talked about it earlier tonight, and I think he deals with these on a daily basis. His recommendation was that we leave it at 5% for all of our rates.
I think that's a very good rate myself, based on what you get for your money right now, but other comments?
No comments.
So we need a motion.
A motion? That we leave them, at the same rate, 5%? Do I hear?
So move.
Second.
That's my motion. I'll make that motion.
Okay.
Give that one to Jerry, Ms. Long.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
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 The second item that I had deals with redistricting. As you know, every 10 years, we have to do a census, and then we redistrict based on that census. Since the school district, Lamar County, includes both Pearl River County and Lamar County students, we cannot use the same district lines as the Lamar County Board of Supervisors. So we have our own district. We have a demographer that has prepared some scenarios, which have been distributed to board members. I believe there are 4 different scenarios. They are equal as far as population, but there are slight variances in the territory. The procedure that we'll need to follow is that this board, and I assume we need to study that for another month, and next month's board meeting, there'd be a recommendation, I would hope, for which district redistricting plan you would approve. Then we'll publish that in the paper and ask for public input. And so at the following meeting in March, we would allow public input. At that time, the board would then vote to decide what the redistricting would be. We will then submit that to the clerks of court for both Pearl River and Lamar County, so they can redraw the lines and arrange for voting. And we send it to the Secretary of State for final approval. So that's sort of the scenario. So tonight, and I would even suggest so that the public, if they want to have input, can start looking at it, that we would have these available at the superintendent's office. If anyone wants to come by and look at them, there are 4 scenarios with the maps, and that would be available. And we can put that on our website that people could look at.
Okay.
We just want to make sure the public is aware of redistricting, and if they want to have input, that they do.
And make sure they understand this is for our board seats, not
School
school
board.
lines,
School
not,
board seats,
Right.
not
school
changing
lines.
school lines or anything like that. This is-
Correct.
This is
Redistricting only for the
school
board
board
seats.
seats.
To even everything out, okay. Anything else, sir? That's all I see here.
That is all. Thank you.
16th section land matters.
First item I have is to approve to advertise and accept bids for exploration, mining, production, and development of oil, gas, and minerals. Following sections: 16-1 north, 15 west, 16-2 north, 15 west, 16-1 north, 16 west, and 16-2 north, 16 west.
And along that same line, Mr. Bradwell, I think there's some minutes, proposed minutes that we submitted because of the technicalities involved with the Oil and Gas Board that we'll need a motion and a resolution of this board to publish. And then next month, there would be any bids would be open. So we need a specific motion and resolution for the minutes that we have attached.
Okay, to accept the resolution that's printed.
That's correct.
Do I hear a motion to accept that resolution for the advertisement of the mineral rights?
So moved.
I'll
I'll
second.
make that motion.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
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 The next item I have is to approve to advertise and accept bids for a timber sale in section 16-2 north, 14 west.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Next one.
The next item I have is to cancel lease number 818 Stanley Eagle.
So moved.
Second.
This canceling of the lease is the man doesn't want it.
Well, in the attachment there, it stated that he had sold that property and the new owners did not wish to renew the lease.
Okay.
It's a little
Yeah.
outlying piece of property that they don't see a need for.
That's fine. All right. Motion is,
We did
has
that.
been done and
Yep.
seconded. Okay.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 The next one I have is to award the 5-year hunting lease to Mr. Danny and Donna Burke. If you remember last board meeting, we.
Yes, and they agreed
Bids.
to meet it. Okay.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 The next item is to award a 5-year hunting lease to Sportsman's Lake of Summer.
Same way.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That brings us to the superintendent's report, sir.
Yes, sir. Last month, we had a discussion between the board on policy IB, instructional goals. And so and I talked to the board that that's still in process. That discussion is still in process. So I have brought our current policy with the Mississippi School Boards Association recommended policy, and somewhere in between, I think we're going to be able to work on a policy for us. So, we'll work towards that. I didn't want that to be tabled and not mentioned in this meeting
Okay.
as we move forward. So we're still working on that. Along those lines, because we're talking about instructional goals, a hot topic with the state right now is the proposed revisions to the Mississippi College and Career Readiness Standards for Social Studies. Okay. And so I wanted to make sure to make the board aware and our public aware that we've done research, and I have actually printed out the actual changes from the 2018 to the 2021. And so I've got copies for that. This is a link online so that you can be aware, but I have looked through these, and our leadership team has looked through these standards. And the major change in these is that in 2018, the group of Mississippi teachers that were on the committee that wrote the 2018 standards left out the Vietnam War. They left that out. And so it's adding the major changes from 2018 to 2021. is putting the Vietnam War back into the curriculum and making sure we teach that. And then it goes through each standard to up the rigor of more of discuss this and plot that, so that, you know, there's a common misconception that that there is a undertow, or there is a group out there that's trying to insert CRT into our curriculum, and I have not found any instance in this. And so, but I gave you the copy so that you can look through it and see, and so that we can be more informed as a board and as a leadership of what the standards are. So there is a public hearing. Is it January 28th? Yeah, January 28th in Jackson. And so just so that we can be more aware of what's going on and making sure that we're teaching the standards for our students and what is being taught, what is expected to be taught to our students. So, so that we can have that voice in there. So I just wanted to bring that to your attention. I'll go ahead and tell you that, you know, the last week we've been in school, because this will be a week that we've been back. Students came back last Wednesday. Teachers came back last Monday. We have dealt with COVID. We are a reflection of what's going on in the community. As the rise in the community, we're seeing the rise in our school of students who are symptomatic, who are testing positive. We are following the CDC guidelines. We are identifying those students who are testing positive or have symptomatic students, and we're quarantining those students, and we're doing close contact tracing. I just want to take this opportunity to brag on our employees. We have had principals and directors out. We were down 15 bus drivers yesterday. And so we have bus drivers running double routes. We have an untold number. I can't even get the count at this point of our child nutrition staff who are having to be quarantined or tested positive, this, that, and the other. And it's amazing to me how, when you've got people around you who pull together as a team to do what's best for kids, it is a special place, and it's a special thing that's happening. And we're going to be stronger, and there's no doubt, but it's just amazing to me that there is not we have not had to deal with selfishness, or I'm not going to do this, or I'm not going to do that. You know, you listen to the bus radio in the mornings, and they're just, hey, I'll help out here. I'll go get these. I'll do this and that and the other. And I'm in awe every day. And so I just wanted to make sure that I brought that to the board's and to the public's attention. And I ask that our public be patient, because we are committed to having face-to-face, in-person school for our students. And so it might take us a little bit longer to do that, but we're going to get it done. And we're going to get through this, and we're going to be safe and all those things. And we're going to be safe for our students, and we're not going to put anybody in any harm's way. But we're going to continue to teach and learn.
And the quarantines are what the CDC recommends, the 5 days.
5 days, correct. And they can return on the 6th day if they are asymptomatic.
Yes.
And if they have symptoms, we're asking that they stay home. They need to stay home for the 10 days. We want to make sure that they when they return back, that they're not running fever, they're not coughing, they're not sneezing,
Yes.
they're not doing all the symptoms that come along with COVID. So
Okay.
I also like to point out that, as I have to sign every time we apply for a grant. We ask the board for permission to apply for a grant. And sometimes I fail not to come back and tell you that, hey, we got the grant, okay? And so I'd like to tell you that, over the last, especially 3 years, we have been awarded in this district over $2.6 million in grant. We've recently been awarded a $1.36 million STEM grant for our elementaries to start robotics programs in our elementaries. We have received pre-K ESSER grants. We've got I'm trying to find the number here, a pre-K, with the pre-K, we've got a $55,800 grant to buy pre-K playground equipment. And so some more STEM, it's just amazing to what, we got people out there that have a talent for writing for writing grants, and it is definitely paying off for our district and our students to be able to provide them with those extra experience. You know, we showed you when we toured, when the board tour, we showed you the maker spaces in the middle school. You know, that was a $699,000 grant that we received over 3 years ago. And so those things, you know, y'all saw the product of it last month when the students brought things for the Christmas. And so those things are making a difference. So I just wanted to shout out and Teresa Lampay, Sappington Lampay, she has been instrumental in that amount of money that's being brought into our district. And this is on top of the federal dollars that we're receiving for the ESSER grants that what everybody's getting. I think that's it.
May I ask you a question, Dr.
Yes.
Griffin? With the students being sent home for quarantine,
Mhm.
are we gonna waive the attendance requirements for finals and tests and things like that in the high school?
No, if they're being quarantined, but if they receive, and we're getting to a point where we're treating that, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, that we're treating that as if they were illness with a flu and they had to go home, it's an illness that, but if it's not their fault,
Right, if they're quarantined for close
contact,
contact,
correct.
then that's not their
count-
fault.
Correct,
Okay, so then
So-
it doesn't count against them.
yes.
Thank you.
And I can provide you with the policy, the handbook policy that we have, that addresses that. It's in our handbook.
Thank you.
So,
Okay, any
Yeah,
further
questions?
questions?
did I miss anything, guys?
No. Thank you, sir. The next item, item 14, is to set the next regular meeting for February the 14th. That's Monday at Lamar County School District Boardroom, beginning at 6 p.m. You guys checked your calendars? Okay.
Yeah, that one, of course, that one doesn't, I'm on call the 14th and the 15th. I was gonna ask, Dr. Hampton, which one would be better? Would it be better to do the 8th or the 21st if we were to move it a week either way?
I'm at y'all's back and call, so.
Yeah, but no, sometimes it affects payroll.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
so
Sometimes it
21st
affects
is present.
payment of things and what-
We're closed. That's
So the
right.
8th.
the 8th is a Tuesday, would that, Jennifer, would that? Sooner better than later, right? So the 8th is a Tuesday, is that what you're talking about, Mr. Chance?
Yes.
I would say do payroll,
I'm looking, we were gonna advertise the oil and gas, we've got to advertise 3 times. I'm looking at the dates.
Take your time and check.
Second.
And the second, that's the first week of February then.
So I gotta advertise for
Gotta go 4 times.
kind of 4 weeks.
It's not going to be back.
We can redo it and have it in March or February for the return. We have to have the dates right. published
Sure.
for the board
Yes.
meeting. So I was anticipating the 14th, and that's why we had it prepared for the 14th. But we can change it.
Well, if we do that through the second week of February, do you have to do it the whole week, the second week, if that's your fourth time?
Let's see if it says 4 weeks or 30 days. You see it, Kevin?
They just have it as 4 weeks. The last date is the 9th. for it to run.
19th, 26th, 2nd, and 9th.
Was there any reason it can't be February the 10th that we meet, or is a Thursday off limits?
We could meet on, I think the publication would be fine after the 9th.
Yes,
We just
so
have to
she is,
change it.
she is asking, could we meet on
February.
Thursday, the 10th?
Jeremy?
I'm okay with the 10th.
Okay. Deborah?
Good.
Okay. Then let's set our next meeting on the February the 10th. That's a Thursday. Is that all right, sir?
Yes, sir.
Back in the district.
Back in the district office until we can know what's going on.
Yes. The district boardroom at 6 p.m. All right, do I hear a motion?
I make a motion that the next regular meeting be February the 10th, 2021. I
20.
mean, Mark, yeah, February
2022.
Oh, it says 2021 on
It does.
here. I was
It does, that's right. But that sounded right to
I'll
me.
second
I've done
that.
it for
All
11 days now, I promise you.
in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Next item is the consent agenda items.
I have no questions.
No questions?
The questions for me?
Jeremy? Any questions?
No, sir, I'm good.
Okay. Dr. Hampton, I guess you're good.
I'm good.
Okay.
So I make a motion that we accept the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 There are no other under item 16. We scratched the executive session. So that leaves us item 20, recess.
Make a
Do we have-
motion.
Do we have new recess equipment?
Yeah,
I make a motion we recess.
soon.
I would second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you
We'll
very
send
much.
that new, with
I
the
know we
grant.
will.
With the grant.
That's
We'll have
exactly what I
them
was
send it.
thinking.